Hey guys, what's up? This is SanchoWest, and here is the second installment of Ask Sancho. Now, the other one was, yes, I know, a year old. I won't be doing Ask Sancho annually. I'm going to try to do this monthly so you guys get to know me better and I get to go know you better of what you want to know about me. And considering this is Thanksgiving, I figured this would be the perfect time to do the second Ask Sancho. And I hope you guys are enjoying. You have a safe Thanksgiving here in the States. For the people around the world, I still think you guys are awesome. And thank you for tuning in today on Ask Sancho. But first, let's go ahead and take up some of the questions that I know you probably would have asked me if I prompt you guys to ask you. Because the questions that I'm going to pull today are going to be for the ones that were asked a year ago. And believe it or not, they're still relevant today because I get these questions asked almost every day, at least on a weekly basis. But regarding to the questions that most likely you would have asked me if I prompted you prior to the recording, here we go. First question: what is my favorite Thanksgiving dish? Thanksgiving entree, so to speak. No, I'm more of a side dish person when it comes to Thanksgiving. You know, turkey, ham, all that thing is delicious. But bar none, the mashed potatoes, the macaroni, the corn, all those kinds of things are the best. And I can't pick one. But the reason why I can't pick one, because all of them together mixed up on a plate is quite delicious. So that's why I'm going to go with the trifecta of mashed potatoes with macaroni and cheese with corn. And my grandma makes the best mac and cheese in the world. She puts like 1,000 slices of cheddar, and it's, wow, it is fantastic. So that's my answer to that. Second question: well, what is Sancho West most thankful for? Now, of course, I'm thankful for my wife, for my family, things like that, my job, living in the house, owning a home, all those kinds of things I'm very thankful for. My health, or what is left of it, things of that sort, my diet, I don't know. All that, yes, I'm thankful for, okay? But in regards to this relationship that I have with you guys, I'm really thankful for your time. That's the most thing I'm always thankful for, and I never want to take for granted is your guys' time, because you guys, take the time out of your day to spend with me, and that's amazing considering that there's so much entertainment out there in the world. Everyone's attention span is going all over the place, and you have all these different outlets for your entertainment, and you've selected me, which is to be one of them. And I'm just saying I'm the sole provider of your entertainment, but I'm just saying I'm thankful for you guys to spend your time with me, regardless if it's just one episode a week or all the episodes of the week. I'm very thankful for that, and all of your shares and likes, and most importantly, your engagement. I like this community that's engaging. I recognize people, you recognize people, and you guys have civil conversations, because that's all I want here on SanchoWest Giving. But let's go ahead and take it to the questions. All right, first question goes to Alex Guns 016. Hashtag Ask Sancho. What came first, the egg or the chicken? Smiley face. Well, that's simple. That's a simple. I don't know exactly. They just said that, I think I read a report that the egg came first. Finally, someone said that, but I did know what came last, a roasted chicken. Thank you very much. I will be here all week. Next question. What do you like to do in your spare time? Ask Sancho. That's a valid question. What do I like to do in my spare time? Well, the thing is, I work full time, and then I have a wife. So those are the things, like, my spare time will be mostly spending my time with her. But in regards, it is YouTubing, it is gaming. Those are my, but beyond that, if my spare time, in terms of spareception, I would say just hanging out, watching a movie, looking at things on Netflix. I rarely read, though, but I really like being engaged with gaming in general, looking up news stories, all those kinds of things, learning. I'm just trying to learn new skills to get better for what I would like to do in terms of being some kind of a figure in the gaming industry in terms of personality. So my spare time is always working towards that goal, but when I like to just, like, detach from the world, I watch a lot of wrestling. Yeah, I'm a big kid at heart. I watch wrestling. Yeah, that's me. Next question. Speaking of wrestling, Tamara Stapleton asks, after hearing you're a WWE fan, who do you think would survive in the world of The Last of Us? No, not John Cena. I know John Cena's over all the time, and John Cena cannot be defeated. Yes, I know John Cena's an internet sensation meme. It won't be John Cena. It won't be The Rock. Of course, it's the Dead Man. The Undertaker, of course, would survive in the world of The Last of Us, considering he is the Phenom. He is the Prince of Darkness, as they say. And congratulations. I doubt The Undertaker watches this thing, but 25 years of The Undertaker, that's just amazing. Hats off to you. You should have put Bray Wyatt over. That's probably not your decision, but that's WWE creative. I digress. Next question. Koopa King 1 asked, when did you decide that you wanted to start making videos on YouTube? Was it something that you always wanted to do? Hashtag Ask Sancho. Well, it's not something that I've always wanted to do. Of course, when I was growing up, YouTube wasn't a thing. But early in my college years, when YouTube was starting to become prevalent, I always thought, like, I always looked up to a lot of YouTubers. And then there's a question here that I'll get to regarding that, to go a little bit more in depth about that. But when I first started making YouTube videos, it was just more of a thing that I wanted to share the world with some of my gaming moments, because I feel like every gamer's lifetime, there's like those moments of like, oh my god, oh, what people like to call water cooler moments. So you like to moments like you like to share with other people. And so I thought at first, I was like, man, it'd be cool to share those moments, and I have, it helps my creativity and whatnot. And more importantly, when it comes to the Last of Us videos, I thought, oh man, Last of Us, this is an amazing game. There's no one out there right now doing tips and tricks. This is a game that I want people to play because I struggled with it, and I want people to get the learning curve out at the door, so to speak, so they could enjoy this amazing games. But I've always wanted to share my moments on YouTube, and I just never had the means in terms of the equipment. And then I finally got it all together, and here I am entertaining you guys on YouTube. And there's a secondary question to that from somebody else. Let's get to that one. It says, Kerr Reed asks, did any YouTubers inspire you to create the channel? If so, who are they? Or did you just decide to start up yourself? There's so many YouTubers that I enjoyed when I was watching back in those college days. There was Hutch, who was a big Call of Duty YouTuber. Those were the times where I really liked to watch it, when Machinima was first starting. There was all those Call of Duty videos, C-Nanners, things like that. I know they're still in the game. Only Use My Blade, I used to love his videos. And he just walked around just slicing people in Call of Duty 2. So those were the early start of the days where I really got into the YouTube scene. But right now, in terms of a YouTuber looking up to another YouTuber, I really enjoy Maximilian Dude. Maximilian Dude is an amazing YouTuber. He's like a central figure in the fighting game community in terms of YouTubing. He covers all kinds of fighting game genres. He's not limited to one game. He's able to expand all to all fighting games, and then he dips into other games, whatever makes him happy. And he's an ultimate Twitch streamer as well. I look up to that guy a lot, and you will see a lot of my things that I taken from him in terms of the Week Of series, breakdowns of weapons, tips and tricks, and things of that sort are mainly is something that I inspired to do for Maximilian Dude. So that will be the main guy that I look up to, and he inspired me to start doing my channel. Next question. An obese diabetic potato named Joe asked, Sancho, are you looking to make YouTube your source of money for a living? What I'm trying to say is, are you doing YouTube, or will you soon be doing it as a source of money? You make some great video content. Take care. Now, basically what Potato is trying to say is that at the time of this question is I wasn't really making a lot of, look, regardless, in the end, YouTube right now, the state that I'm doing it is not really a source of money. It's not going to be my full-time job in a long time. I would at least have to get to 150,000 subscribers, and I'm nowhere near that number. Right now, it's a nice way to supplement in terms of paying for the internet, getting some equipment here and there. Mainly, I survive in terms of doing YouTubing on your donations, and more importantly, your follows and shares and things like that, because that gives me exposure in terms of doing other things, because ultimately, my end goal would be some sort of gaming personality where I'm hosting events, where I'm doing shoutcast commentary. All those kinds of things are my ultimate goal, to be in the industry in some way. So what I've always said, what I always read and things like that, is that people who inspire to be in that industry, in that world, have to build their own world first. And that's what I'm doing, building my own world, getting better at doing commentary, getting better at doing shoutcasting, getting better at doing reviews, getting better at just overall, like in terms of social commentary, in terms of gaming commentary, things of that sort. So all that kinds of stuff is my ultimate end goal. And if I would be a fool to do this for the money. You would be a fool to get in YouTubing for the money, because it's so rare to be in that top 0.5% of YouTubing making a lot of money. I'm getting there. It'd be a nice result of the grind, so to speak, but ultimately that's not the end goal. Next question. Let's see. Next question comes from Jesse. Besides all the positives, does YouTube has a negative for you? Yeah, it does. The biggest negative that YouTube has as a gamer is that a lot of people don't understand, and I've said this plenty of times, is your gaming itself will be cut down by 70%. Now that may be an exaggeration, or I may be a little bit off by 10 to 15%, but you have to understand is the other side of YouTubing is editing, programming, producing, troubleshooting, equipment, all those kinds of things, social marketing, branding, all those kinds of things if you want to get on a level as like the top YouTubers. So most of my time is spent doing that. There's times when you're juggle, like, should I game or should I do YouTubing should I game for YouTube? You know what I'm saying? That's the big negative side of that. Like, that would be my main thing, in that at the same time, it's like, YouTubing is there's no real goal. Like, there's no like steps to get to somewhere. You kind of just stumble around and keep going until you find some footing. It's literally crawling a backside of a cliff with no one. And you've seen people are on the top of it, and they're telling you how to get up there, but you don't know exactly how to get up there. So you just keep climbing, and then you will stumble. You get into lulls. You ask yourself, do I want to keep going? And the only thing that keeps people going is the people cheering you on and supporting you, to be honest. And that's my personal take on that. And the negative sides of YouTubing is that it's just a long road. The grind, as they say. All right, next question comes from Tavir. What films, directors, actors, or plays inspire you to take acting career path? Someone or something you saw in your life, or just a thought to yourself, I want to do that. Hashtag Ask Sancho. Well, I mean, when I was in middle school, I was watching the theater troupe perform, and I was like, wow, that looks amazing. I definitely want to do that. When I was always little, I've always wanted to be an actor, because it's just something to get that at the time was just that to get that positive reinforcement in terms of entertainment, getting the claps, getting the laughs, all those things like that was very, very, very good for me growing up. I would say the biggest influence now, more than anything, was when I wanted to be an actor, and I still do want to be an actor, and I am part of a sketch team, and I do take acting classes and I take improv classes. So that dream's not dead. That dream will always be with me. Is that the guy that I really look up to a lot is John Leguizamo. I love John Leguizamo. John Leguizamo is an amazing performer and is an amazing artist. Just his work and his one-man shows are just amazing. Let's just go ahead and take a clip of something that I like about John Leguizamo.
Well, do you like my British accent? Do you think it's real? Well, I'm not going to tell you. Do you like my albino looks? Do you think they're real? Well, I'm not going to tell you that either. I will tell you, though, that I'm on the verge of a major breakthrough. Yes?
And that's what I really like about John. I mean, Johnny Legs, as they say. He's just that he just made me laugh when I was growing up, and he just knows how to entertain people, and I love that about him. And that's what's really cool, and that kind of like propelled me into that world of acting, so to speak. Thank you for your question, Tavir. Next, this comes from Jojo. It says, Sancho, you are an inspiration. You are very down to earth and earnest about all that you want to achieve and do for yourself, your channel, and for your community. You're an awesome guy, and I'll continue to support you in all stages of your success. Thank you so much, Jojo. And you still do, considering it's been a year or so. What game started it all for you? Ooh. Great question. What game started it all for me? I would say the biggest game, of course, would be Mario. I remember that was my first system itself, was a Mario, Nintendo, all those kinds of things. But there's something that I do really quite remember is when I was a kid, an infant, a toddler, I don't remember 100%, but there was this arcade machine that my dad had. He used to own a bar, and there was an arcade in our garage. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember you were in a helicopter, and your job was to fly through and navigate through a cave. Now, there's many other games like this one, but this one was very particular. And I remember that my brother at the time, he would put in like infinite credits, and I would spend all day playing that machine. And that would be the game. I wish I knew the name of it. And I know you guys could give me like 100, because there was a lot of copycats, but there was a certain one, and that the feel of it, and that would be the game that started all for me. Way back when. Next question. Estat Akan asks, enjoyed it a lot, Sancho. It's cool that we're getting to know you better with the video series. Really interested in your reviews, to be specific, which will come to the channel. I know I've been saying that for a year, but the thing is, I digress. It's gonna come to the channel. I wrote one for Super Star Wars. Keep on killing it, brother. Hashtag Ask Sancho. What is your all-time most favorite game? Ooh, what is my first all-time favorite game? GoldenEye. GoldenEye 64 is my favorite game of all time, hands down. It was one of those games that introduced me to the multiplayer scene. It was a local co-op, four split screen player, 4-player split screen, and it was amazing. The reason why it has a special place in my heart is because the single player itself was fantastic, but in terms of the multiplayer, that was a game that my dad and my sister and my brother played with me. Like, even though I would dominate them because I played that game like all the time, that was the kind of a game that, you know, the only way you could play it was just to play with somebody, and they didn't really have bots or anything like that. But I learned that game itself. I learned how spawns work, how map manipulation works, how angles work, all of those kinds of things were, and it's just an amazing experience for me. And it's hands down still one of my favorite games of Nintendo 64, and I still have it somewhere back home. So my favorite game of all time would be GoldenEye 64. Now, that's not the best game. That is my favorite. So thank you so much, Estat, for your question. Let's go to the next one. Reggie M. Sancho, what is your favorite stage play and why? And have you had any other small roles on TV at all? Yes, it's this play right here. I went ahead and grabbed it for you. Blade to the Heat by Oliver Mayer. Now, this was a great play. I didn't actually perform in it. Most of my acting experience is not in television, things like that, but it's on stage. I'm a theater performer, and this one right here, Blades the Heat, was something that we were going to do my senior year in college, but we just never did it. It's a great play. It's a play about a Latin boxer, and he is it's kind of like Rocky in a sense, but it's so much in depth because he is struggling with this like homosexuality and feelings that he has for his best friend. And so, like, they're growing up together, and he has this fight in front of him, and this guy, he's like the champion, and he's ruthless, and it has like a lot of things about masculinity in the Latino culture, and then again, he's struggling with these homosexual feelings as he's coming of age, and it would have been an awesome play to do because there's a lot of sequences that involve the fighting, and I've always wanted to do it, and I have it right here. Just looking at this bring up so much memory because this is the actual copy that I had in college studying the role for that character, and it's just a shame that we never got to do it. But I just looking at these scripts just bring a lot of memories because this is what we lived on in high school and in college, and this was like your mini. You carried this everywhere you went. And it was always tattered just like this. But yeah, Blade to the Heat would be my favorite play that I never got to do. I know that wasn't your question exactly, but Top Dog Underdog's one of them. Lorca plays are really nice. Blood Wedding. I don't know. I mean, you can't take it with you. I don't know if I'm boring you with all these theater stuff, but one of them, one of my favorite plays that I was actually in, to expand on that, was Proposals. Proposals was a great play that I loved doing. And that was a fun one. All right, thank you for the question. That was a nerdy question, but I liked it. Next question. Drawing Pad TMA. Sancho, you have helped my brother and also myself in the Last of Us faction, so I just wanted to thank you for your dedication to your tips and tricks for all of us gamers. I wanted to ask you if after Uncharted 4 comes out, will you be quitting The Last of Us and just doing Uncharted 4 and other games, because I would really like to know. I get this question a lot. When am I quitting The Last of Us? Have I quit The Last of Us? If I just pick up a game and put it on and start playing it, people think, did I quit The Last of Us? In short, The Last of Us will always be part of my channel as long as you guys support it. And, you know, I always keep an eye on analytics and things like that. I always hate that word, analytics. I always keep an eye on those kinds of things, and it's still one of my most popular series in terms of minutes to watch is The Last of Us Factions Friday fan loadout. So those are the things that are always going to be part of my channel. Now, Uncharted 4 will filter in, considering I really want to expand my audience in the most effective way, and Uncharted 4 is just the natural progression in terms of Naughty Dog games. I really enjoy playing other stuff, like you've seen Star Wars Battlefront, you've seen Metal Gear Online. The thing is, time is the ultimate killer of things that I want to do for the channel. So as I'm progressing towards moving towards this gaming career, you will see more stuff to the channel because I want to work other muscles. But no, I'm not quitting Last of Us. Put that on paper. Unless you guys stop supporting it. Put that on paper as well. Next question. Six Simon asks, what are your hopes for Uncharted 4? And what do you want Naughty Dog to work on next? Now, they did confirm that The Last of Us will be worked on. I would say the biggest thing that I want Naughty Dog to work on, of course, we've now heard reports that Uncharted 4 should be, or it might be, most likely will be, because Naughty Dog is being so weird about it. But they said that it will most likely be the end of Nathan Drake's journey in Uncharted. So, in theory, we're not getting any more Uncharted games, which is kind of sad, but at the same time, Naughty Dog is known for that. They went ahead and they didn't do any more. They're not doing any more Crash Bandicoot, things of that sort, because of licensing. But they're the kind of developer that tends to move on and move to different projects. So I would like for them to see, besides The Last of Us 2, of course, would be some sort of a sci-fi game. There was a game that they did have in development that had early concept art for sci-fi, and I think it's somewhere in here. Hold on. All right, here is this book, The Art of Naughty Dog. This was a gift to me by Naughty Dog. Found it here. They have something that they're working on that kind of was undeveloped, and I thought that was pretty cool. So it was an undeveloped sci-fi game that I think that would have been very cool to explore. No. Yeah, so I want them to make that game. I don't know why they didn't make it, but that's something that I would definitely like to see them make. All right, thank you guys so much for your questions. It has been awesome. We've spent about 20 minutes or so answering your questions. So if you would like me to answer some more, leave a comment down below with the hashtag AskSancho. Send me tweets to hashtag AskSancho as well, and I'll do my best to answer those in a timely fashion. And again, I would like to do this monthly so you guys get to know me better and things like that. And of course, you guys are the best community on YouTube a guy can ever ask. Keep it up. Keep supporting me, and we'll get there together. I always say greatness, and not to steal this tagline from Sony, but greatness awaits, because I really do believe with us in this community, great things is going to happen. And I'm not going to just say thanks, bye. You guys are going to be with me wherever I go. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time. But before we do, let's take care of some business. In-card time. Hi. If you want to go ahead and see the other Ask Sancho that was like a year old, it's right there. You get to know me a little bit better. Some of the questions may be a double dip. But if you want to see some more action from SanchoWest Gaming, click right there. There you go. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, oh, yeah. Peace. Bye.
SanchoWest madness creeps within.